Hey everybody, I am so excited to share my Document December project with you that I created using the LE Studio Document December 2019 kit and all of the add-ons. I just want to say I started off by thinking that I would create one album in 3x8 size this year. And I ended up needing two. So that's why I have two different albums here, because this one that I bought first was really popular. I actually broke it and got this one sent to me by the awesome team at Ali Edwards who wanted to fix that right away, but they didn't have this one again. So I ended up keeping the broken one and using this one as well. So, like I said, besides the albums, everything here is LE Studio. So I'm excited to share this with you, and I'm going to flip through it step by step so you can see all the different parts and pieces. So this is the December 2019 acrylic. You can see on the side that I have stamped with the dated stamp December 2019 on the side. You may have seen some of these on the LE Studio blog because I did share some of these in December. But I really wanted to keep my albums kind of simple this year. And I think in my style, I did that. I didn't add too much embellishment or too many layers. I didn't add multiple pages for days, and I think it worked out really well. So I put in our family photo, which I really love, and kind of the theme of this was celebrating the joy, leaving the rest behind. Christmas is really stressful time of year for me. It's not my favorite holiday because most of the time I think that the main reason behind Christmas gets lost behind presents, and that's become even more clear since I've become a mom. So it's always a little bit stressful for me, which I think is also why this is only the second Document December album that I have finished ever, and I think I've attempted about 4. So the first stories are just kind of like real life things. We came back from my mom and dad's on December 1st, so we flew there. I love this pocket. It's just such a fun little pocket. My daughter had a birthday party, which was really cool on this day. I photographed things like my new ornament from Disneyland, which I just love, on December 2nd. And the other things that happened were that our elf came out, and I've added the little note that he left us. I have to actually pull it out of here to pull this out, but he left us a little note, and so I put this envelope on here. Things like taking my daughter out to Panera. I really love this page here. The vellum is not from LE Studio, but besides vellum and some acetate, the rest of it is all the stamps, all the things like that. This cut file is LE's too. So just kind of layered some things on photos. I really love these acetate die cuts. Things like that can be used over top of photos are so fun. I also love adding strips to the bottom of my photos. You can see here, this is how I broke my album. I actually went to open it and it just snapped because I find these are really hard to open with. So this is something I did a lot. If I didn't want to add an entire extra page in my album, I just simply cut the 2 3x4 pockets apart so that I could use both of them, and I created like a half pocket situation. Most of the time I just needed more like journaling, and I did that for that purpose. Really love this picture of me tree shopping. I was really excited to find that because there was a tree shortage this year. And I always get a picture of my dog with the twinkle lights when we're doing the tree. So I have our Christmas cards here and getting those ready to send. I really love this day. This is when I sent our Christmas cards, and I love that I stamped out and about over and over again on these, and talked about like the errands that I ran this day. Like I did some Christmas shopping. This was the night that we decorated our tree together. My husband was away on rotation, so you'll see that most of Christmas was just the two of us, Lizzie and myself. And here is the journaling for that. I put it in the middle of this die cut Christmas tree. So that's a fun little detail there. Simple cards here with just a wood veneer on top and journaling on the back. And then I love this acetate overlay on this picture. It worked out really perfectly. This is one of my favorite photos. I kind of struggled to find pictures that I could fit in this 3x8 pocket. I did sometimes, but you'll also see that I would sometimes put two 3x4s in there too, because I ran out of 3x4 pockets. So these are really versatile, and you can kind of do your thing with them. Things like tickets are a great thing to add in here, and you'll see that I added a lot of little things from our month throughout our albums. Some of my wood veneer is under pockets, but some of it is on top, like this one, and acrylic pieces I generally put on top. This is about our yearly tradition of going to a pantomime, which is kind of a British funny Christmas play. And so we do that every year, and this is one of the characters who is always in the pantomime here in Houston. So this was a day we did serve Sunday after church at a local halfway house, putting up wreaths and just adding a little bit of embellishment to my journaling below that. This one I did an overlay over the top so that you could see the photo better. So when my daughter donated a toy that she loved, a Toys for Tots, and it was mostly to teach her a lesson about something she had done wrong, but it turned out to be a good lesson. This is my daughter watching one of our favorites, Charlie Brown Christmas, and I snapped a picture of that. It's not the greatest picture, but I still love this picture of her watching it. Me having some awesome chicken soup, and this is the first time I showed my daughter Home Alone, so that was a really fun way to end this volume of the album. Like I said, I realized pretty quickly that I wasn't going to be able to fit everything the whole month in one album, so you can see here that that's pretty full. And then my second album is also pretty full. So this starts on day 14, of course, the Starbucks cup, which is a great thing to get into your albums. I don't get many of them, so that was a fun one to add. I took pictures of when I was making like the goodie bags, the treat bags for teachers and stuff like that. So I took a picture from up top of that, and I think I spent probably 3 hours wrapping on this day, so that's why I put Here Comes Santa. This one is fun. I just used some phrase stamps to stamp, I added this die cut Getting Ready for the Holidays, and then I stamped Deck the Halls, Wrap Presents, Holiday Shopping, Visit Friends, Too Tired. So Christmas is a pretty tiring time of year. So then I just added some puffy stickers to different photos. I love this one. So this is one of those pockets where I kind of made my own pockets within the bigger pocket. And I made this die cut go across the pattern paper and the photo. I just made it work for what I needed. One of my favorite pictures. This is when we did our donation day at my local NICU. We do it every year. This is also one of my favorite pages. It's really clean and white and graphic, and I just love that. And it looks great with the cookies and the picture over here. This was one of the first days we saw frost where we live, so my daughter was kind of amazed by that. And then this is where my album kind of goes into Christmas mode when we went over to the UK to celebrate Christmas. So I saved the front of our airline menu because I thought it was really cool. And then I did this page here as kind of a transition, and it says A Merry British Christmas. So I stamped these with the large Jane. These are some die cuts, puffy stickers, just a really fun page there. Our first day in the UK started out with a Christmas market, which is one of my favorite things about Christmas in the UK. So I had to document crepes, which I don't really eat anymore, but I made an exception for crepes at a Christmas market. The hotel that we stayed at, I saved, the envelope of the room we stayed in. Funny picture of myself. This is something else I only eat when I'm in the UK, and I have it once a year. So had a cream tea, but it was very different than it was in the summer. Love this little grouping here. So much fun. I love this one. I added the On My Wish List wood veneer at the top, and then I added my journaling things to do in England at Christmas: visit a National Trust shop, eat a cream tea, go to a Christmas market, make mince pies, go for a muddy walk in Wellies, visit a historic home, and stay warm with a cup of tea. And we got all those done while we were there. So you can see my mince pies here. Super fun. I also saved the brochures of the 2 historic homes that we went to on this visit. This is my favorite one in all of the UK. It's Chatsworth, and it was my first time being there at Christmas, so that was pretty special. So that's my husband and I at Chatsworth. And some of the Christmas decorations at Chatsworth too. And then, of course, baking Christmas cookies, having a family Christmas gathering, which was really fun because we took this awesome picture, which fit perfectly in a 3x8. And then I love these journaling tags here because they recorded everything that happened Christmas Eve. And I love this picture that I took of the Christmas tree and Christmas Day. So super fun things in here. I need to put some more adhesive on that. This little die cut, I just punched and put in, so it adds a cute little page there on its own. Here's the Christmas Day, morning, afternoon, evening. And I love this little pocket here. I used some wood veneer, put the die cut on top, the see-through die cut on top. Walk in Wellies, muddy walk in Wellies, I should say. This is the only day that I don't have for the month because I'm waiting on pictures from my husband's aunt and uncle. They took a big family photo at this event on Boxing Day, and so that's reserved for here. So if you're watching, hope you guys send me the photo soon so I can call this a day. But then the next day, on the 27th, we came home and my daughter had a present waiting from Santa there, so I need to add that Santa letter here, and I will probably just put a big pocket right here that I could slide that letter in. This is when we went the following day. We took another flight and we went home to my mom and dad's to spend Christmas. So I created this really cool home word there using the large Jane dies in green and dark green. Just put those on top of each other. So we had brunch first. Then we went home and had kind of Christmas Eve just a few days late. So these are the mixed media paper refill sheets from Vicki Boutin. And that's what I used for 2 different pages where I wanted to put a really big amount of journaling. So I added those there. I think the other one was in the other album. And I really liked that that fit with that color scheme that I was going with. Really love this this little pocket here. My dad being really happy. And then church. We went to another museum in Cincinnati, which was really fabulous. And then we went on a little family trip to COSI in Columbus, so I had to record that too. That brings us up to December 30th, and then for the final day of December, we went ice skating at Fountain Square in Cincinnati. So it was such a fun last thing to do on the last day of the year. We also ate at Sleepy Bee Cafe, which I highly recommend. On this page I used the acetate 3x4, and then it says So Much Joy, and then I just put some sequins in there and closed it up with my fuse tool. But really love these albums. I added that at the very end. This is actually a card from Ellie's kit last year, but I thought I would go ahead and add it to the end. I had it just saved left over. Be sure you guys watch out for the Ellie Studio Document December 2020 kit, which will probably come out sometime around August. Because it's really an amazing kit to work with. It all coordinates so well. As you see in here, I didn't have any problem getting everything to work together, and I pretty much killed all of the kit contents with these 2 volumes. Thanks so much for watching, and happy creating, and I hope you guys wrap up your December documentation project too.